And Mauricio Shogun Rua looking just as good, if not better, than his Pride days. Sorry, man, commercial break. I'm getting fucking hungry. 迎接另一个晨曦，带来全新空气。气息改变，情味不变，茶香飘满情意。我家大门常。Here we go. Got some news, everybody. Bellator lands a TV deal with Fox Sports Net, NBC, and Telemundo. Meanwhile, the UFC can't land shit. And on top of that, add Dan Henderson to the list of MMA fighters that have been ran out of the UFC. But it's only going to make Strikeforce that much better. You can imagine Dan Henderson versus Musashi. Get your head in the game. The first fight I'll be predicting is a TKO win for Yushin Okami of a Chael Sonnen. Second fight. Man, I've heard a lot of nicknames for fighters, but I gotta admit this is probably the only nickname that ever made me laugh. Ryan, Darth, Bader. See, I had a cut for that one. Eric Schafer. Brian Bader 5-0. He kind of looked like a lame duck last fight. He was a little rubbery, but he gutted out a win. I don't see him pulling two of those fights in a row. I see him defeating Eric Schafer. Decision, split decision. Eric Schafer got some ground game and he can pull sub, but don't really see that happening. Darth Bader's on the loose. Anthony Johnson versus Yoshiyuki Yoshida. No relation to Yuki. From what I hear, Anthony Johnson cut from like 210 pounds to 170. I don't know if that's true, but if anyone clear that up, that'd be much obliged. Anthony Johnson, probably one of the most athletic fighters in UFC, and when you got athleticism to your game, anything could happen. Seeing that, and seeing how he's just an overall more dominant fighter, I'm gonna go with Anthony Johnson on this one. Yoshida got knocked out with Koscheck, and I think Anthony Johnson's hands are much more established than Josh's, so I see Johnson getting the KO as well. Joe Stevenson versus Spencer Fisher. Mr. Stevenson did have a cold drought for about a year. I think he lost 3 or 4 fights in a row, or 3 out of 4 fights, something like that. But he was really cold. He was needing a big win, and he got it against that Diaz. And I think he's gonna chalk up another one with this Spencer Fisher. Spencer Fisher, a tough guy. I think he got to be Irish. Tough fucking Irish guy. I put my money on it. I don't even know. I see this being a ground game fight, and Stevenson having the better ground game is going to win this fight. Rear naked choke. Gleison Tibau versus Josh Neer. Now I just talked about the funniest fight nickname I've ever heard, and I'm about to talk about the dumbest fight nickname I've ever heard. The dentist, Josh Neer. Now I don't want to turn this video into a nickname video, but I'm just gonna go ahead on with this one. Josh Neer with the TKO. Gleison Tibau has been sketchy his past few fights. Lost me a little bit of money on one of them. I won't talk about that, but alright, here we go. Cain Velasquez versus Ben Rothwell. Cain Velasquez's last fight was against Czech Congo, and I thought Cain Velasquez was gonna submit Czech and get out, and instead of that, he got chin checked and took it to a decision. And he got dropped a few times, and that really surprised me. And Ben Rothwell, a similar type of fighter. Taller, good striker, and Cain better watch out, because Ben's hands is heavy too. But Cain young, and he gonna learn from his last fight. If it was flip-flop, hey, Ben Rothwell fought him first, I think Ben Rothwell would have a better chance of beating Cain. But since Cain fought Czech Congo first, Ben Rothwell won't be easy, but won't be as tough. I could really see Cain Velasquez going to be like 10, 15-0. He reminded me of Fedor a little bit when Fedor came out, but Is Cain as mentally strong as Fedor? Yet to be determined. Main event. Motherfucker said main event. Here we go into the main event. Lyoto Machida versus MAURICIO Shogun Rua. I don't know if you guys watched the countdown to UFC 104, but Lyoto Machida is like a real life karate fucking kid. He like the real life karate kid, doing techniques on logs in the water. Lyoto really mentally focused, and MAURICIO Shogun Rua looking just as good, if not better, than his Pride days. Sorry man, commercial break, I'm getting fucking hungry. Oh man. Sorry I stopped mid-sentence. MAURICIO Shogun Rua looking real good, real focused. But listen to him talk, it really seems like he's got to convince himself he could beat Machida. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he's talking himself into it, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I can beat that guy. When I think about it, yeah, I can beat that guy. That's how his vibe gives off to me. Machida just fucking stone cold. Stone cold, and he got his wife in check. You know, his wife is a woman and does womanly things. You don't have to worry about her going out with, you know, her whole friends or anything like that, as compared to another fighter would. Best fighters always have good women for wives. So I see Machida having his whole life balanced. Like he'd probably say the yin and the yang. He like just one big yin yang. He balanced. So seeing that, I see this being one of the greatest wars in MMA history. Like UFC hasn't really had too many of those great fights where you're just like, wow, I want to buy the DVD right now. Man, when Pride was out, that's why everybody liked Pride, because like they had like gladiatorial, withstanding time types of fights. They were like instant classics, like Fedor versus Machida, Rampage versus Sakuraba, stuff like that. And UFC about to have one of those cataclysmic type of MMA historical events. Cause I see this fight going to decision. Hope it don't, but I think it will. And it's gonna be 200 miles an hour the whole fight. After they get comfortable, cause I see them feeling each other out for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. After that, man, you better buckle up, cause it's gonna be a great fight. Now I think Shogun got a real good chance of winning. I give him a 40% chance, but I give Machida a 60% chance. And since MAURICIO Shogun Rua wasn't on Ultimate Fighter, he don't get no discount when it comes to decision. Machida taking this fight. Unanimous decision. I'm usually more professional than this. Just so damn hungry. I gotta stop the video.